In a faraway land, there was a secret kingdom called Eldoria. This kingdom wasn't like any other. The trees were made of crystal, rivers sparkled with rainbow colors, and the sky was often filled with floating lights. The center of this land was the grand city of Lumora, a place where people could use magic every day. Kale was one of the most curious young men in Lumora. Unlike most, he didn't use magic to show off or entertain himself. Instead, Kale spent his time reading ancient texts about forgotten places and hidden mysteries. One day, while rummaging through the dusty old library, he discovered a book that told a tale of an island called Ethuria. The book claimed that Ethuria was the birthplace of all magic, but no one had ever found it. It was said to be hidden beyond the abyssal veil, a vast and dangerous sea. The map in the book showed that to find Ethuria, Kale would need a special compass, but it had been lost in the ruins of an ancient city named Velsari. Many had tried to retrieve it, but none had returned. Kale's eyes sparkled with excitement. "Oh, this is going to be fun," he whispered. "Dangerous, maybe, but fun." With no time to lose, Kale packed his bag with essentials: his magic cloak, a small dagger, and a few enchanted scrolls. But before he left, his teacher, Elder Sifos, warned him. "Kale," Sifos said, "the way to Ethuria is more than just a journey through the world. It's a journey of the heart. You will face many tests. Be prepared." Kale grinned. "Tests? I've already faced the ultimate test, finding my socks in the laundry basket." Sifos chuckled. "May your socks guide you then." Kale's journey took him to the Whispering Wastes, a vast desert full of ancient ruins. The wind here was magical. It whispered strange voices that seemed to offer advice. "Drink more water," the wind called out. "Don't trust shady wizards," it warned in a deep, mysterious tone. "Thanks, wind. I'll keep that in mind," Kale muttered. As he ventured deeper, he felt the weight of loneliness press against him. The desert was empty, save for the eerie ruins and the occasional cactus. After many days of travel, Kale reached the entrance of the ruins of Velsari. At the heart of the ruins, Kale found the magic compass resting on a black stone pedestal. Just as he reached for it, a booming voice echoed through the ruins. "Only the brave may take the compass," the voice said, followed by the ground shaking beneath him. A giant stone guardian rose from the earth, its glowing blue eyes fixed on Kale. "Show me your strength." Kale took a step back. Seriously, couldn't it have been a friendly cat, or maybe an old, wise turtle? The stone guardian remained silent, unmoving. Knowing he couldn't fight the guardian, Kale had an idea. He used his magic to create multiple illusions of himself, each one holding a different position. The guardian turned its head, confused by the copies. Kale quickly touched the stone guardian's chest and whispered an ancient word. The guardian froze in place, and Kale snatched the compass. "Brains over brawn, buddy," Kale said with a grin, giving the stone guardian a wink. With the magic compass in hand, Kale traveled toward the abyssal veil, a place where the ocean met a terrifying darkness. It was said that those who crossed the veil were never seen again. Kale stared at the ocean, unsure of what lay ahead. Well, here goes nothing. A glowing bridge appeared in front of him, leading into the dark ocean. As Kale walked across, strange things happened. He began to see memories from his past, his childhood, his lost father, and moments of loneliness. The bridge seemed to test him, showing his deepest fears. One vision showed him as an old man, still on a quest for adventure, but with a very long, scruffy beard. "I really need to start using moisturizer," he muttered to himself, shaking his head. Yet Kale kept walking. "A little fear is good for the soul," he said, pushing onward. After what seemed like an eternity, Kale finally arrived at the mystical island of Ethuria. The land was unlike anything he had ever seen. Rivers glowed with the light of stars, trees whispered songs, and creatures that seemed half human, half animal roamed freely. At the center of the island stood the celestial spire, a towering structure that pierced the sky. At the top of the spire waited the keeper of Ethuria, a glowing figure made of light. "You have traveled far, Kale," the keeper said, his voice echoing through the air. "But the greatest magic is not found in the artifacts or the places you visit. It lies within your heart." Kale listened intently, feeling the weight of the keeper's words. The journey had been more than a quest for a magical compass or an island. It had been about learning to understand himself and the world around him. The keeper gave Kale a gift, the ability to see pure magic, not as a tool, but as a living force that flowed through everything. Kale returned to Lumora, forever changed. He no longer sought adventure for the thrill of it. Now, he wanted to share the knowledge he had gained with others. Kale became a renowned teacher, and his tales of Ethuria inspired countless young adventurers to embark on their own quests. Years later, Kale was remembered not for the compass or the magical lands he visited, but for the lessons he taught. He became a living legend in Lumora, known not just as an adventurer, but as a guide who helped others discover the magic within themselves. And so, Kale's journey became a story that transcended generations. His legacy lived on, not in the artifacts he collected, but in the hearts of those who followed his path. For the greatest adventure, Kale realized, was not about traveling the world. It was about discovering who you truly are. And also, remembering where you put your socks. Because, let's be honest, everyone forgets their socks sometimes. Did you like our video? Like, subscribe, and press the bell for more great English content. See you in the next story.